Good evening. Welcome to this edition of the Evening Review. Now, today we're celebrating Pan-African Women's Day. And for us to have an insight into why the celebration is taking place today, we have Honorable Eunice Iipinge. She is the president of PAHO, Pan-African Women's Organization. Thank you for joining us, Honorable.
Thank you very much for inviting me and celebrate with me.
Can you please give us an overview of PAHO?
Yeah, Pan-Africa Women's Organization is a continental women's organization, a very old one that was established in 1962 in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, by the African Tanganyika, now Tanzania, by African women from independent countries who were independent by then. Also, liberation movements participated in the formation of this organization. The main objective at that time was to mobilize African women to participate in the liberation of the continent, and also to fight for the rights of women in the continent. So they sat in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, Tanganyika, and established this organization on the 31st of July, 1962, a year before the formation of Organization of African Unity, now African Union. The organization managed to mobilize African women to liberate the continent, and now that the full continent is liberated, except the issue of Western Sahara, the organization is now working hard on women and developmental issues of the continent. It has been having the observer status of the Organization of African, then that Organization of African Unity, but now it's a specialized agency of African Union, responsible, dedicated to gender equality and women's empowerment.
Honorable, for over the years, you've been dealing with the issues affecting women on the continent and the girl child. This year's, the AU's theme is education. So what is PAHO doing this year to address that particular issue?
Yeah, Pan-Africa Women's Organizations, like us, we are celebrating. The whole of July has been our year of celebrating this day, and it is our theme for this year as women. We have taken it from the theme of African Union. We are looking at the education of women and girls. Our theme, like for too specific, is to call for investment in education to ensure the future of women and girls in education in Africa. So we have taken from the theme of African Union, which is looking at the education and calling for the education and for everybody, as we are looking at women, girls, and boy child education. So the celebrations have been taking place throughout the continent, throughout the month. And today we have an event in Mali, and the event in Kenya, and also in Rwanda and Kigali. But the main event is taking place in Namibia, but not today, because today is a working day, and we are talking about education. We moved it to Saturday for us to have students and young people participating in the celebration of this event. So Namibia, the main event is on Saturday, the 3rd of August. We are going to gather at Mercury Hotel, the Safari Hotel, and they were expecting about 200 to 300 people. We have already started receiving the foreign delegates who are coming to participate in this event. The event itself is to look at the strides that we have done so far, but we are focusing on education, and also to recognize the achievements that have been done, and also to look at the challenges that we are facing in this area of education, women, girls, and the boy child. The boy child was brought in by Namibia, but we are more focusing on women and girl child, because the Beijing platform of action calls for women and the girl child education. But in the process of after Beijing, like in Namibia, we have realized that the boy child is left behind. It's not only in Namibia, the whole continent. We have a situation whereby girls are performing very well at school. Some girls who had the opportunity to go to school. We also have the challenges of those who have no opportunity to go to school. But the boy child is a little bit lagging behind. So we are going to, in our discussion, we will be discussing those issues as we are celebrating.
Could you share with us some of the challenges that your organization has encountered in the upliftment of women and the girl child, keeping her in school?
Yeah, the challenges that were outstanding is there is a challenge of early marriages against the girls, the teenage pregnancies, drop out of school, including the boys, they drop out of schools. So these are the violence against women, girls, and children. Those are the major challenges that we have so far, that we have identified. We also identified traditional norms that are also prevent both girls and boys attending school. Poverty is also one of the challenges so far that has.
What are these traditional norms that are keeping boys and children out of school?
Yeah, the traditional norms, for instance, is that some parents do not encourage boys to go to school. They send them to the cattle post and so on. So girls also, as I said about early child marriages, they are being pushed to marriages. So there are also those attitude to think that the girls cannot contribute to the family well-being, so they are not supposed to be in schools. There are also parents in some situations, I think it is influenced by culture and tradition. It looks at women as minors. So also some parents prefer to send boys school, they are saying at private school, and girls they put them in government school because they think government school is inferior to the private one. So you have all this complexity of situations affecting our young people.
Honorable, you've been also a member of parliament, and there are some serious challenges facing women in leadership and in politics. Can you share with us some of these challenges that your organization dealt with?
Yeah, we also feel that our societies are still having the tendencies of looking women as mothers and not as leaders. So some of these are the issues, even among ourselves as women, because of traditions and the way we were brought up. We feel being challenged when we are being told to say, go and take up this position. You say, me, how? We also have challenges of combining responsibilities. You are a mother, you are a leader, you are also a community person. So you are confronted with, you are a wife of someone, you are confronted with all these kind of things. But ours is to encourage. We mobilize women to take up the responsibilities that in the society that are affecting also their lives, so that we bring our experience to the center, so that the policies and the programs that are going to be put in place will not be left out. Women in parliament also, they need support. Yes. And sometimes because we put them in parliament, they are hanging up there, and there is no support to them, to support them, to encourage them to go on, and also to give encouragement to others to follow.
What do you mean they don't get support? Can you please explain how that works, how that plays out?
Yeah, the support itself is that you have all these things that are confronting you as a woman in parliament. You are a mother, you have children, you have a husband, you have a house, you have things to run, but you run all these shows by yourself. Society seems to be looking at you as compared to men. But men, sometimes they have no responsibility over the children. Even the issues of maternity leave, they are also affecting women. Paternity leave is not available in many societies, in many countries. So you will find that you are a parliamentary woman, you are a mother, you have children, you have a work of parliament to perform and so on, but support, yes, even moral support from other women, even to give you some issues that are affecting them, for you to bring them to parliament, they are quiet. So these are kind of things, I think the support that I'm talking about is the society or women's organization, like our organization, to support those women, to give them motions to present to parliament, and to be there with them, to support them, so that we strengthen them to go on and also to perform. The society sometimes is complaining, yeah, they are in parliament, they are quiet, they are doing what are they doing in parliament? They are quiet. You are quiet, but you are a woman, and the other woman, your constituency, is not feeding you with issues and information for you to represent them better. So that is the support I'm talking about.
We're going for a short break, and then we'll continue on this conversation.
Okay.
We're going for a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, if you've just joined us, we are speaking to Honorable Eunice Iipinge. She is the president of the Pan-African Women's Organization. Today we're celebrating Pan-African Women's Day, and she's talking to us about the work that POWER has been doing to elevate women, and also about the upcoming celebrations of Pan-African Women's Day on Saturday. Now, Honorable, before we went on a break, you were talking about the challenges facing women in Parliament, and that there is often no moral support. So what should be done to make sure women speak up?
I think the women's organization, and they should be instrumental to support, to have programs to support these women. And also parliamentarian women should make use of their organization as a tool to support them, and also to support the development in totality in parliament. Because in parliament you have many things to be done. But if you have no support and you are not linked to that support, you may not perform as you are supposed to perform. So the women, the parliamentarian women should make use of those organizations. They should make use of researchers. They should make use of other women professionals so that they can combine these activities to perform better in parliament and also to improve the work of the parliament and also to make the parliament women's gender friendly, let me say that. So the work is for everybody. The women's parliamentarian to make use of their women's organization because women's group are their constituency.
Now, Honorable, one of the other pillars for power, apart from empowering women in parliament or liberation movements, is also to make sure that there's peace for women on the continent. Can you tell us what does the situation look like right now for women?
The peace and security is one of the resolutions of the power that was passed by the Power Congress here in Windhoek. Because without peace, we cannot develop, we cannot function. Our continent is liberated, but we are still facing issues of conflict. And where there is a conflict, where there is war, where there is fight, there is no development. And the women are the most affected. Women, girls, and boys, they are young people, are the most affected people. They cannot even be a school where there is war. Some parts of African continent have red spots of conflict. And this is what the women, as power, we are involving in the issues of peace in the continent. Even the celebration that we are going to have on Saturday, we have a topic on peace education. Peace education is the focus, and it is what we are focusing on now as Pan-Africa Women's Organization. Apart from the day-to-day involved where there is a conflict, for example, we write letters to those who are to the parties that involved to find a peaceful solution to the conflict. But we felt that we should also embark strongly on peace education to educate our children on the issues of peace, so that the continent will have the people who are growing up with the idea of importance of peace.
Honorable, can you tell us what is the situation like in Mozambique and the DRC right now, and how are you as an organization working to assist the women in those two countries?
We have, like Mozambique is our control commission. We have a strong relationship with those women. We are mobilizing resources to assist where we can assist in terms of assisting those who are displaced and also those who are affected. Refugees, we have programs of refugees, like our office in Uganda. You know, Uganda has got they have a very big refugee camp in the country, and we are fighting. Right now, we are mobilizing and asking for the countries where the refugees are to be given land at least to produce food. So we have a program on looking at the women and refugee situations in the countries where they are refugees. The issues of conflict in the war in DRC. DRC also was our control commission. So we have linked we have organizations on the ground to assist the affected people and also to influence the parties to the conflicts to make sure that African continent has become a peaceful continent. We also have the Sahel region where these conflicts, power is also involved there. We are, as I said, we are a specialized agents of African Union. We work with African Union organs and agencies that are dealing with peace. So we are involved in this, and we are also writing. We do write to the presidents of those countries, the people who are involved in the conflict, at least to find a peaceful solution to our conflict in Africa. We also much aware that some of these conflicts in our continent are not originated from us. They are people who are behind these conflicts who still want to connect to the African resources. And they are making us to fight. While we are fighting each other, we are killing each other here, they are taking our resources out. So
can you tell us what do you mean with that, and how has it, can you share with us, what is it that you've picked up as an organization that points to this?
Yeah, what we have picked up is that there's some of these conflicts, and even most of it, is being sponsored outside the continent.
From which countries?
From those countries that are interested in conflicts in the world. So we know about that. We are very much aware about it. We are also very much aware that some of our former enemies are behind this kind of thing. That colonialism has now gone. They cannot come straight away to do as they were doing before, but they are now using ourselves to start fighting among ourselves so that they can still have a connection to the resources of our continent. And these are the things that we need to be aware of as Africans, to say we should not always buy conflicts from other people. So that we kill each other, we continue under development, because where there is conflict, where there is war, there will be no development. We end up even killing at each other, destroying our infrastructures that we have built for ourselves, and it is our resources again to come and build those infrastructures that we are destroying. We are raising consciousness, we are raising awareness among our people on these issues. That's why we have this program of peace education.
Thank you very much for joining us, Honorable, and sharing your insight with us.
Yeah.
In conclusion, Honorable, can you share with us who's coming, which high-profile guests we'll be seeing this weekend, and what the program is like? Very brief.
As I said before, that Pan-Africa Women's Day, the main event is taking place on Saturday in Windhoek, Namibia. We are expecting delegates and participants from the whole of continent. We have received the delegation yesterday: Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Uganda, South Africa. We are expecting many countries of the continent. We are expecting African Union advanced team to arrive tomorrow, and the other team will be arriving on Friday. So in total, we are expecting about 100 people from outside. Mm-hmm. From our list, we have 12 VIP people. In that, the VIP, we also have the Speaker of Parliament from South Sudan. And Zimbabwe, the President of Senate has arrived yesterday. So we also expecting the minister from Cameroon and other delegates that are coming. The program on Saturday is starting at 8:30 at the Mercury Hotel. And the speakers, we have the Princess Banda, the continental convener of young women of Africa. Because PAO, as I said, it was started in 1962. We still, is it 62? I'm confusing the things. We are commemorating the 62 6th anniversaries. So in 20, so the organization has grown.
Yes.
And for this organization to continue, we need African young women to get involved. So the African young women, we are going to speak there. Their convener is going to speak. We also have the president of All African Students Union, who is going to make a statement, and the Secretary General of African Youth Union. The Minister of Gender of our country, Minister of Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication, Child Welfare, is going to speak. And we are going to have a statement from the Deputy Chairperson of African Union Commission. Our keynote speaker will be Her Excellency Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, the Vice President of the Republic of Namibia. So after that, there's going to be a launch of Black Infinity and Special Initiative Dignity Project. This project is building toilets at the market where women are selling their goods and so on. So Namibia is also benefiting from that, and we are the partners of this organization that is doing that is Pan-Africa Women's Organization. The celebration is part of that. We are going to launch the project at Katutura, one of the market at Katutura Central in the Herero location. There's a market there. We are going to put.
We have run out of time.
Yeah, we are putting a toilets for both men and women, and the program continues. Panel discussions on the issues of education are going to continue throughout the day.
Thank you for tuning in. Until next time.
Thank you very much.